Hello everyone. Welcome to Pharma Marketing USA. My name is Natalia Andrichuk. I am CEO at VISEVEN. Today I want to talk with you to discuss a digital content factory, DCF's modular approach and the impact on personalization, data, and how to be there. I would try to bring an evolutionary line between where to begin and how to start working in much more efficient way, and how we at VISEVEN are doing this. Thank you for joining. So let us begin. What do we see in the landscape as it now? How we deliver the content in the right way? The trend of personalization is taking us by a storm. Thus, we are bombarding everyone, including ourselves and our customers, with thousands of emails and other messages, tearing apart between non-structured in-house content and the one from the agency side. How we can hardly say that it is personalized because we are doing it rather blindly, not consciously. DCF, or Digital Content Factory, with modular approach, is the powerful vehicle in the pursuit of optimal digital content strategy. Actually, DCF is a part of modular united content strategy, and one of the biggest parts, I would say. Know your audience is the key. So do you know your audience? What does your customer really need? Do you know that? Before structuring the content for effective reuse and delivery for the customers to the customers, we need to determine how well our content is meeting our customers' need and identify any gaps in the content, if any gaps at all. The key is not to produce as many content items as possible and hope at least some of them perform, but rather to know what content to deliver. Here, the role of a digital content factory as a concept, as methodology, is paramount. We can draw the HCP's adoption ladder. In today's omnichannel reality, there are various ways to segment and even micro-segment the HCP audience, but the first thing to remember is what you actually want to happen as the result of each iteration. Schematically, we can represent the HCP's journey interaction with pharmaceutical brand as consequent adoption ladder. This starts with building awareness first. The brand aware non-users still need to be encouraged to consider prescribing. And once the brand is within the circle of possibilities for the particular CP, they can be transferred to the regular user or even finally an advocate. For all these stages, the content is very different in nature, and we have to focus on its difference. To determine customer requirements, we always answer the following questions. Can we group our customers into categories? How to define or what defines each category? What content does each customer use and when? Is the content for one customer group different from that for another customer group? If yes, how different? Where does it differ? How do customers access the content? What content do they need to know? What content is nice to know? At what level of detail do customers need to see the content? Do they always want to see it in the same level of detail? Or sometimes they want to be able to switch from very detailed to the top level? What are their interests in using the content? There are a lot of questions, but let's meet some personas. For example, let's meet Ben. So there are the types that can be defined based on individual psychology or perception and perception. Let's consider several types as a case to see what we can offer to each of them. Suppose that we have an HCP profile classified as independent, who is not a fan of talking to reps, generally skeptical and demands proof, and extremely considerate when prescribing new products. Essentially, this type of HCP says, just give me the information. I need to form an opinion, but I do not have the time for the reps. This means the interaction tactics should include more channels like webinars, emails, online events, messengers, or portals. So the content is tailored accordingly to this type. So how it's different within Brian. On the other hand, Brian is more transactional type, with typically be interested in different aspects. The transactionals value the tangible things from pharma, like samples, and this surprisingly correlates with them being more centered on patients' preferences, quality of life, and so on. This will mean a different set of channels and content types, as well as messengers. So messengers and personal touch is much more better for Brian than the rest. William is a relationship seeker who still likes personal communication, detailing, and so on, because they value this sort of eye to eye, personal touch, phone to phone contact. The point is, no matter how many times you use a segment, once you really try to use these insights to communicate, this will really change how you build your material and affect your content immediately. So it is a persona approach. Persona is a profile of typical customer. Persona always has a name, history, real goals. Persona's methods helps authors and designers and other content creators within organization understand who they are designing the content for. This is the perfect method to break up the silos between them. When authors, designers, marketeers satisfy the goals of the persona, they will also meet the needs of the users with the similar goals. Customers are the reason of existence of every organization. So we need to gain the real in-depth understanding of our customers, of their needs, so we are able to create and structure the content to meet these needs. So this is as simple as that. Business challenges. So where will it hurt the most? So we can speak about process, modules, approval, tagging, vendors, multi-vendor environment, reuse and modular approach. But let us say the following here. The process and methodology of digital content factory, as well as modular alone, will not solve all the dangers and all the problems we might identify down the road. For example, employee turnover. It is focused on helping to solve the problem organization is experiencing in the area of content creation, management, delivery, approval, and communication with customers. Digital Content Factory, or DCF, just a piece of overall corporate strategy to address risks, identify opportunities with the content, build strengths, but it is not the whole solution. To successfully move ahead with DCF, we need to think about it as a powerful vehicle in the modular content strategy, not a part of it. We need to determine where content management and offering issues are striking us and really causing the most pain in our organizations, and where they are becoming the bigger risk. If they impact our ability to support of robust strategy to develop the content and to communicate with the customers, this is the real challenge. This is where it hurts the most. I don't want to take this slide as 5 principles and that's all, because it is not just 5 principles, right? Because yes, I can say we need to focus on customer experience. Digital content factory is the acceleration we all need. So we need to experiment, to start small and to grow with each channel. We also get capabilities on board and we need to go modular. The way content is created today with multiple versions for different mobile platforms, different versions for different web browsers, tweaks for PDF, web distribution, as well as slightly different versions for each e-reader environment is untenable. It's as we are in the pre-industrial age, handcrafting expensive handmade products. With the growth of mobile devices, the task isn't getting any easier. We have to move to a manufacturing model. DCF is a manufacturing model. We need to be able to build the information products the same way Swiss Watch makes their watches. using well-designed, reusable components in a new, interesting ways, producing products that people are happy to purchase. You might say, we do that. We send our content, the pieces of the content, to the different vendors. Even we are creating from this very same content parts, the mobile applications, the printed pieces. But this is not about it. That's not what we are talking about. We want to move the manufacturing methodology all the way back to beginning of the content design and creation process. Only when we start there, we'll receive the true benefits of the modular content strategy. When a physical product is being designed, the individual components are considered as a part of an interconnected whole. So it's not just a small standalone piece. The design is built around the fact that the components are reusable. You don't need to create the new components to build the new products, right? Then you are manufacturing things. You can't be wasteful. Rework is costly, and bottlenecks can kill productivity. We have to create content in the same way, considering each component not only as an individual piece of information, also as a part of a larger informational product. There's more upfront design, but less rework and less wasted time and effort. Manufacturers have been working on these ideas for years and years, and we can learn from their efforts. The last 20 years in manufacturing has been a number of techniques and methodologies come and go, but in the heart of it, there are two of them, which is lean and agile manufacture. In the way, our content factory, the DCF, is lean and agile manufacture. Agile focuses on speed. Together, they concentrate on eliminated valueless work, errors, rework the bottlenecks, and promote automation, allowing people to work smarter, not harder. We are at VISEVEN who have worked on establishing this way of thinking across organization of different digital maturity level. As a result, ready to say that DCF is reimagining the production process of the content. You must also reimagine a production process that frees your content to be easily transformed into whatever new formats and devices that your customers desire. In this new world, each organization becomes a content and service provider capable of meeting the either changing time to market requirements. It is not as straightforward as simply incorporating new format of piece or process into the workflow, because the workflow is only as effective as your content strategy. You also need to determine how you want to create modular structured content that can be repurposed for multiple information products and services. That's needed as a unified modular content strategy. In addition to meeting our goals, we also experienced other unexpected outcomes. Due to this organization, we always reduce onboarding time for agencies and employees. When following a unified content strategy, authors spend less time repeatedly writing content because they are reusing existing content wherever possible, supplementing it with the new or modified content wherever appropriate. Content is no longer recreated for every channel. Content is automatically adopted for the device. Reviewers also spend less time reviewing the content, and because they only have to review new and change content, existing content has already been reviewed and approved. Why we are able to do that? Because our mission at VISEVEN is to enable digital marketing transformation for any size of business and digital maturity level and any organization. And therefore, our solution look like the following. We do have 3 different stages, which is connected content, modular content, and automated content production. So thank you very much. Thank you for your attention. Of course, modular content and the practices are a really great topic. I would love to be again with you and answer your questions. So thank you for your attention and goodbye.